Oh, man. Hi, everybody. See if this is on there. Yes, indeed it is. Yes, indeed it is. There you go. Well, welcome everybody to tonight's show. We got a minute left in the intro. I'm rushing around trying to do stuff all this time and get everything organized. And there we go. And now, thank you back. Oh, hi, Kyle. Howdy do, howdy do. It's good to be back. It's good to be back in the saddle again. It's been a couple of weeks because I was supposed to be on next. Oh yeah, and happy birthday. There you go. Happy early birthday. Cheers, Kyle. Yes, was supposed to be back last week and had a little mishap with, yeah, I ended up in the ER a little bit, so there you go. But we have a great show for tonight. I have a great show for you tonight. We're going to talk about the past, the present, and the future. Bam! There you go. And what's best and who's the best? And what would it be without that? But let's get to it. Welcome everybody to tonight's show. I am Dave Stelma. If you didn't know that, I don't know how you didn't find me. I'm here. All right, and thank you so much for coming along on tonight's adventure. I had a little mishap last week and wasn't able to do the show and ended up in the ER, but this week we're all good and we're right here. Everything's great. But tonight we're going to talk about, so enough about last week. Tonight we're going to talk about, there's three different kinds of people in the world. Three different people in the world, three kinds. There's the past people, there's the present people, and there's the future people. And which one of those three is the best person to be? I'm going to talk about that and a whole lot more right after the intro. It's great to be back again. Oh my gosh, I was like, I don't know, it just felt like forever. Felt like I was gone for a whole season. I thought I got like maybe canceled like Roseanne or something. That's a whole nother thing, isn't it? Well, tonight we're going to talk about the three different types of people there are in the world. There really are three different types of people, and I'm going to break them down this way. There's people that live in the past. We know them. There's people that live right now in the present, and then there's people that are always into the future, right? So right now I'm going to talk about the people that live in the past. We're going to break them down one by one. So for the people that live in the past, it's as if the clock has stopped at a certain point. And we know these kind of people. And there's no bad or good in this at all. So don't think that I'm criticizing anyone within this. But if you live in the past, if you're a person that lives in the past, then you have to realize which type of person that you are, and that's how you really can embrace it and utilize it to your advantage. So if you live in the past, we all know some of these people in our lives. They have at some point not move forward. They're living in the glory days, what they thought was the glory days of their life. So at whatever time that is, it doesn't, and each person has a different one. The most obvious one is always going to be the guy that caught the winning touchdown in the high school game, and they always live in the, now they're you see them around town, and they're in or you go back to where you came from, your small town or wherever you came from, and you run into them and they're talking about catching that ball. Remember that when I caught the ball and we won the state championship? And it's like they're rehashing that same story over and over. But sometimes it's not as obvious as that. Sometimes it's just people that something either tragically happened or something just that stopped them at that point. And a couple of different signs of this would be someone that is always collecting things and has a lot of things around them, because it seems that they want to stop their life at a certain point. Something might have happened tragically. Something might have happened that was really good in their lives too. It can go all different ways. But all of a sudden, a great sign of this would be, for lack of a better term, like a hoarder, because they're hoarding memories. And it can be physically hoarding these memories, or it can be that they're mentally hoarding these memories, that they can't move beyond that point. So if this is something that's with you, I would have you ask yourself, what is the fear of moving forward? What is your false experience appearing real that is preventing you from moving forward? What happened? And whether it's that you felt someone else was going to think different of you or something of that sort, but something is holding you back. So ask yourself that. It's like, what is making your life stop at that certain point? Even though you chronologically, biologically are moving forward with your life, as far as your body goes physically, it's aging, it's going forward, but mentally you're stuck at that point and never able to move forward, whether that's in relationships, whether that's with just your life in general, physically, obviously mentally is there, but maybe physically you're stuck at that point too. Now, ask yourself that. Why are you fearing that change? Why are you fearing to move forward with your life? And some of the things that happen out of that is once you start realizing and analyzing and really looking at what may have happened that is preventing you from moving forward, all of a sudden you start peeling that onion and you start looking at your life and you start looking at the things around you physically as well as mentally. And it could be that you're hoarding things in your house and that's preventing you from moving forward, right? You're doing this, you're self-sabotaging your own life. Now, doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Doesn't mean that this it's bad to live in the past, because some, obviously we all want to have memories in that too, of the past and things of that sort. There's going to be good times that you remember, and there's going to be, some other things that are going to prevent you from making a same mistake twice, which is a good thing, right? But you want to look at your life and go, we always want to take a step forward. We always want to progress. We always want to even look at money. We want to be able to make more money. We don't want to be stagnant and always make the same amount of money, because other things change, right? Bills go up. If I made the same money I did when I was in my 20s, in the early 80s, I would have, I'd be obviously not here. That's for sure. I don't know exactly where I would be. So you always want things to move forward with your life. A little bit better job, more responsibility, building a family, owning a home, whatever your dream is, you want to be able to move forward with that. And part of that is making way and clearing out the past. So if you're stuck in the past, you're never able to really move any more forward than that time. And you have to really kind of analyze that. You have to sit down and really think of why that is. And a lot of times your ego and your circumstances are going to tell you, don't look at it, don't analyze it, don't think about it, because we don't want to move forward. We always want to be that moment where we caught that football and we won that state championship, right? and or whatever, using that as a figurative sense, but whatever that is, it's preventing you from moving forward because you can't change that. It happened, and maybe it was a glory day. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something tragic that happened in your life. And we've all had some tragedies in our lives as we get older. But it could be something that was traumatic that happened in your life, and that's preventing you from going forward too. You can't change the past. The only thing you can do is embrace what it gave you for knowledge and move forward into the present time and the future. I hope that makes sense to you. So if one of your things is that you're gathering up all this old stuff around you, whether it's mentally or physically, and you're keeping a lot of it there because it holds this one memory, analyze it. Was that the best time of your life, or is now really an even better time? And then think about that, analyze it. And if it isn't, if the past is still the best thing in your life, well, then live there for a while longer, but always look to what the future could be. How you can earn more money, how you can be a better person, how you can be that parent or grandparent or great uncle or whatever it is. And all those dreams that you have along with it, don't give up on those, because those dreams are what's going to put you into the present. Every day is a fresh start. Remember that. So if today was a not so great day, tomorrow is a fresh start. You're going to live in the present. Living in the present means embracing every little thing around you at this exact moment. Watching this show. Watching me every Tuesday at 6:30. Get that plug in there, right? But watching this show, going for a walk and just looking, getting the sunlight and the brightness and the light that's out there, and looking at the leaves on the trees and the grass, and just looking at that and seeing how intense those colors can become just by sitting and being in that moment. It also is, when you're around other people, pull in the essence of those people too. There's going to be negative people out there as well as positive people that are out there, but take in the essence of all those people, because the negative ones may show you how you don't want to be. And that's great, because that's going to bring you one step closer to how you want to be, right? And then that is really where the magic happens. Once you realize all the things you want to become, all the things that you want to be, everything that's on your bucket list. And if you don't have a bucket list yet, start making it down. There you go. Hi, Sarah. How are you? And get the have the essence of that moment in time. When you're living in the present, that's where you have to realize and look for those ahas every day, every moment of your life. So if you're going to work and you're thinking, oh, what a bad, oh, I hate my work, I hate my job, I hate this, and you're going to have that negativity gravitate towards you, right? You're going to pull it to you like a magnet. So go there and just, instead of that person getting on your nerves, maybe just stare at that person. Stare at that person's face. Okay, it might be a little creepy at first, and they may look at you weird, like, is he going to go psycho on me? But you don't have to go. You won't go psycho. But the best moments in my life have been when I was just silent. And Ember will tell you that too. Yeah, when you're silent, Dave, that's the best moment of her life too. But just to be in that moment. So if you're at work and maybe it's a place that you're not so jazzed up about being at this moment in time, we're going to hit the next segment of planning for the future, and that's going to be where you do that. You're going to plan for the future. You don't want to be there, so don't worry about the I don't want to be here part. Then you're going to start planning to the future, but we're going to hit that in the next segment. But here, at the very moment that you're in it, look around you. There's things that you're supposed to be learning. There's things that you're supposed to be embracing that you're involved in right now at this moment in time. Kyle can probably give you a great example, and happy birthday, pre-birthday, Kyle. You can probably get a great example because where you're at right now, you're able to go out on the beach and walk on the beach when it's a nice warm day. You're able to do all those things, and when you take advantage of that, of where you're at this moment in time, you can sit there and you could probably sit in your house and grumble and go, oh my gosh, it's too hot out today. Oh my gosh, it's too cold out today. Oh my gosh, it's raining today. But you can go out and embrace any of those days as long as it's safe out. But, pretty soon a warm day turns into just a great day. I mean, it could be, in contrast, we're in Wisconsin, in contrast, it could be January and it could be 35 below zero. So which one would you rather have? I'd personally rather have a nice warm day, 70, 80 degrees outside and sunshine. That would be my forte. There's going to be other people that are going to love those winter times, right? But in either case, embrace where you're at this moment. Relish it. Look at the colors out there. Feel the air. Breathe in the air. All that good stuff. So even if you're in an office or in at going to work where you're really not jazzed up about being there, take in what the good things are. Just be thankful and give some gratitude that you have a job. Could be worse. You could be unemployed. You could be homeless. You could be on the streets, right? No, you have a place to stay. You have a place to work. It's a great life. So be thankful with gratitude. And being in the present moment is really about acknowledging that gratitude. Acknowledging where you're at and being thankful for what it is. And that's what the present moment is all about. And living in the present moment, here's some drawbacks. If you only live in the present moment, you have totally forgot about the past, and you really aren't setting any goals, and you're really not looking towards the future. You're not looking towards your kids graduating high school. You're not looking towards buying a new home. You're not looking towards building something great in your life. You're not looking towards getting a better job. You're not looking towards it. You're just living in the very present moment. So if you live in the past, as we talked about in the last segment, hi, Joan, hi, Todd. If you're living in the past, that kind of leaves you stagnant in the past, right? But in the present moment, you're going to be a little stagnant about what you can become. You're not using your full potential. Now, the good thing is you can look at what's out there right now in front of you. You can relish what you have, and you can acknowledge it, and you can be thankful for it. You can give an attitude of gratitude towards the present moment, what you have brought forth right now, what you got, what is in you physically around you. And you can really have some great gratitude and be thankful for that. But if you only live in the present moment, this is where Eckhart Tolle and I kind of disagree a little bit, because he'll hype you up on living in the present moment and relishing everything that's around you right now. But this is where we disagree a little bit, is because you really, to be live a full, long life, have to be able to look to the future. Right? So live in the moment, be thankful, be grateful for that, where you're at right now, what you become. And then I want you to start planning and making some goals for the future. I want you to think about the future and where you're at and what you want to do with it, Where do you want to go with the future? Where do you want to be in the future? And what are some goals that you have set up right now? That's where you want all three of these components. You want a little bit of the past. You want to be able to learn from the past. The past is something that has taught you things, and you can pull from that so you don't make those same mistakes twice. Or better yet, everything that went really well, and don't you dread those people? No, I love those people, but I wish I was one of them. I wish I was one way back when. I wish in my 20s, I didn't drink so much. I didn't, party so much. I didn't waste all that time doing those things, but I learned from those. So I'm really thankful that I did those things, because I'm a lot smarter nowadays. I relish what I have nowadays because of the things that happened to me, way back when. And so having some of that past is great, because you learn from that, you relish it, you bring it with you. And then living in the present moment, we can be grateful for where we've gotten so far, right? Everything that we are today is because of the past and because we created it. Isn't that so cool? Pat yourself on the back. Go hide after the show's over. Go in the bathroom and shut the door so nobody sees you break your arm, and then pat yourself on the back. Give yourself you've done some great things so far that have gotten you to this point. Now, the next step in life, I'm 54 years old. I'm only halfway there. So now I'm at the halfway point. So now I got to start really ramping up my goals for the next 54 years, right? So that means financially, that means spiritually, that means physically. I don't want to be 110 years old or 111 years old. I don't want to be that person that's in the wheelchair being pushed around. We all watch those videos. We love those videos, right? We love the videos of the old people that are at the dance. Older people than we are at the wedding dance or something. They're just cutting a rug and they're just out there boogieing along. I want to be that guy. Ember wants to be that woman. So we want to do those things. And what we do now at the stage of the game that we're at, wherever your age is, you want to start setting agenda. Let's talk physically. We want to start setting an agenda for that. We can start at that point later on that we're going to be ready to do that dance at the wedding. So our great-great-great-grandchildren that are out there getting married will be like, whoa, great-great-granddad is something else. Okay, maybe it's not that many greats, but you want to be able to do that. So everything you do now, everything you eat, everything you are doing physically, if you're slowing down, rev it up. I challenge you, rev it up. Set the goal that you're going to do something fantastic this year that's going to just take it up a notch. And can't is no longer in your vocabulary. Eliminate can't. Get rid of that word. That's the worst thing in the world, is having that word can't in there. So we got the future thinkers are goal setters. They're dreamers. They're creators, because we're creating our own destiny. So you sit down and you make those goals, and you make the goals that are attainable. If you want to be able to dance when you're 111 years old, well, then now is the time that we have to make sure we're physically there. We get those habits in place. It doesn't have to mean that every morning you get up and you work out for an hour and a half. That's not feasible, is it? It's not for me at 54. So what you want to do is you make it feasible. So maybe it's just that you get up and you work out for 20 minutes. You go for a 20-minute run, or you go for a 20-minute walk, or you go for, but it's something extraordinary. 20 minutes of yoga, or whatever it is. And maybe you do a longer session on the weekends when you have more time. But set yourself up to win. Don't set yourself up to lose. Get the habits in place, because then the habits are what you're going to multiply on, and you're going to keep going, and it's going to feel fantastic. You feel like you've accomplished it. And then when you're 111 years old, wouldn't you love to be that 111-year-old person that's doing hot yoga or doing yoga and showing everybody else how to do it? Even, and that would be slowing down, right? At 111. Yeah, I don't run those marathons anymore. I'm slowing down. So I have to just do some hot yoga, you know, for a half hour, an hour every day. Yeah, that's just it. Or doing dance lessons or whatever it is, you know, keeping it going that way. But that's what you have to do. So past, don't just be, relish each one of these. Have a little bit of each one of these in your life, but don't fixate on each one. Don't just be a dreamer, a goal setter, a future person, because you want to be able to relish and acknowledge the present where you're at right now, this very moment. You want to be able to acknowledge that and have a gratitude for it. And don't forget about the past. Everything that you did in the past, whether you think it's bad or not, was what got you here. And I thank you for being here. Big, huge hugs. I thank you so much for being here. And if it wasn't for the past, it wasn't for you and I being in contact and you coming here tonight to just listen to me rant a little bit, we wouldn't be here in the present, and we won't be here later on in the future, right? Together, reaping the rewards of each other's personalities and each other's stories and the great things that we've done for and with each other. So thank you. I think that's it. I'm going to stop at that point because I said all that needs to be said. So relish your past, acknowledge and appreciate with gratitude where you are right now, because you've done a great story. You got a great story. And I thank you for being in my life. And then let's plan for the future. Let's be here next week. And send me some messages during this week. Tell me what you're doing, what your plans are. Tell me what you're grateful for. If you're not on my email list, sign up for my email list. Go message me. I can put you on the email list, whatever you want to do. I send out daily emails Monday through Friday, so go on there. You can check out the YouTube channel. But otherwise, also tomorrow night, I got a very special guest. Yvette Gorman-Holmes is going to be here, and she's going to talk about, she's a life coach. She's she'll get you motivated. She'll pump up she'll give you moxie to get it done. And it's going to be a lively talk. We're going to be here from 6 to 7 tomorrow night Central Time. So come back here and see us then, and throw us some comments and all that good stuff, or questions that you might have for Yvette or myself. And yeah, otherwise we'll see you next week, next Tuesday at 6:30. Love y'all. Have a great night. Bye-bye. If you like this video, like my Facebook page or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or find everything at davestelma.com.